the Valentine bouquet she received from me that I didn't order. At 6:01 a.m., my girlfriend woke me by setting a furious vase on the kitchen island. 47 red roses tight as secrets, black ribbon, a small white card tucked between thorns like a dare, for tonight, King Sweet, J. I do not call myself king. I do not send 47 of anything. I had fallen asleep last night on our couch with one sock on, my face in a memo about camera bans near clinic doors, and Juniper sprawled half on me the way she does when I mistake anger for fuel. She stood there barefoot in my t-shirt, and the look she saves for landlords who forget the law on purpose. She runs a tenants clinic that turns broken emails into court orders. I manage other people's fires for a living and keep keys for doors that pretend to be puzzles. Between us, melodrama has to earn its keep. Say it, she said. Honeysuckle, I said, because we are not proud, only effective. The stupid password did what it does. The room remembered whose it was. She plucked the card out with 2 fingers and laid it flat so the ink could accuse me properly. The handwriting was almost mine, the half-italic J and the stingy flourish that used to make a partner at my old firm clap my shoulder. King Sweet, she read. The Bellwether, I said, because our city has only one hotel arrogant enough to call a room a monarchy and charge a ribbon for the privilege. Juniper untied the ribbon the way you strip a rumor, unimpressed, careful not to let glamour think it worked. A brass tag fell out and pinged against the marble. Verdant Hospitality, etched in that quiet font you know has lawyers behind it. On the back, a QR code for Romance Concierge. Crown's tiny logo winked at us from the corner like a smug freckle. My phone buzzed, practicing timing. Unknown number. The preview showed a heart sand confetti gif and text impressive for its ability to say everything and admit nothing. Big day. Might be kinder to sit this one out. We'll handle harbor deck with fewer distractions. Sable at Murmur. Of course it was Sable. Murmur Lab sells shortcuts as strategy and invoices as inevitability. Tonight the commission would vote on Verdant's harbor deck overlay, 3 hotel floors renamed Wellness Micro Residences, which counts as housing if you sleep above a steam room and let an app tell you you're thriving. Juniper wrote the memo that turned their lawyers into poets. I was slated to testify that Crown, Romance Mesh, did for manipulation what microphones did for voice. A scandal buys Verdant a month, and Sable a salon at Sky Lobby, with canapes and the word process doing a trick in the corner. Jono, Juniper said, already tapping out a text. Then the florist, then Kira, then the chair, and then I plan to collect what I am now owed. Jono lives above a bakery and keeps forensic software organized the way other men keep fishing tackle they never use. By 6:19, he had the bouquet's QR up on one monitor and Crown's Romance Mesh spec on another. Sky blue, friendly verbs, adjectives with no chaperone. Vendor paid bouquet, he said after 3 clicks. Crown, Gesture API lets partners send flowers and attach messages using a trusted voice model. If a partner has your signature on file and your firm's rate appears in the Bellwether's ledger, Romance Mesh will produce a card in your handwriting. They trained it on 3 of your quick signs. That King Sweet is a templated prompt. It corresponds to an upsell. In the hotel, I asked. Has a hold on a room under ductwork, he said, and clicked to the maintenance portal he shouldn't have had access to. Honestly, I wish they were as good at HVAC as they are at fielding seduction comps. Who ordered this? Juniper said. Jono zoomed the refund header. Murmur's purse, he said, but the courier record is Crown's. They used Reflex Delight to push delivery at 5:40. What florist prints cards with Verdant's brass? I asked. Merci Boudoir does flower nights now, he said. We should go ask them whose romance they think they're selling. Merci Boudoir in daylight is a gentler offense. Glass front, polite mannequins, and a bell that rings like a laugh trying not to be rude. The owner, Madame Merci to people who need clichés, wore a tape measure and the exact level of patience necessary to survive a morning like ours. We bring the vase back, Juniper said, setting it on the counter. We don't need it. Madame Merci read the card, read the brass tag, read our faces. Her mouth did a small, sympathetic twist. Crown contracts our printer, she said. Romance Mesh gives us the card and the route. We assemble, we deliver, we get paid. Love is a subscription now. We try to keep the craftsmanship separate. Who authorized the message? I asked. The QR leads to a concierge portal that pretends to be ours and is not, she said. I can produce a delivery log and a public apology you won't need. We'll need a sworn statement more, Juniper said, and perhaps the number of your wholesaler so I can buy something later without betrayal in it. Buy tulips, Madame Merci said. They don't let the world decide what they mean. Kiera met us at Sky Lobby with a folder and the face of someone who slept through no one's night. I canceled tonight's salon at 7:09, she said. Apologies were exchanged between Verdant and my inbox. They'll live. She slid the folder across the bar. Inside, Crown's Romance Mesh documentation with a line highlighted like a bruise, partner-triggered gesture. A list of approved narratives for concierge cards. Sky Lobby's bar schedule and wine list annotated by a bartender who hates being lied to by grapes. A draft statement in Kiera's careful cadence that says what a brand is not allowed to admit but a person can. They're going to say dignity, Kiera said. You'll say vote. We'll say clinic first, Juniper said. And I'd like to say something to my boyfriend in a hallway before I say anything else in public. We had 40 minutes. We used them to buy dumplings and let chili oil decide which parts of us were still human. In our hallway, Juniper pinned me against the door in the legal way we prefer and undid my belt like an objection. It wasn't obscene. It was jurisdiction. She climbed onto me and put her mouth on the hinge below my collarbone and wrote a sentence in a language that predates policy. When she whispered, "Say it," I did, because love wants notarization less than it wants repetition. Honeysuckle. By 9, the chair's aide had our packet, Madame Merci's log, Crown's gesture API with the partner-triggered line circled, the maintenance photo of duct coils in the King, Kiera's canceled salon, and Sable's text suggesting I trade testimony for courtesy. The aide wrote back, "We're not postponing for another man's roses." The chamber room was full of people who choose nouns carefully and keep breathing anyway. Verdant's counsel said vibrant and wellness and micro-residences, as if syllables could pave a walkway to a fact. Crown's manager sat with the posture of a man who knows he has to survive what he helped invent. Sable leaned against the back rail like a chorus with a conscience she denies. "Mr. Hale," the chair said. I held up the roses on the projector, and then the brass tag, and then a photo of the King, with the sheet of plastic hung like a held breath. This morning, a vendor paid a florist to deliver a feeling with my name on it, I said. Crown's Romance Mesh took handwriting I gave a different context and made a card I did not. Murmur Labs sent my girlfriend a courtesy and told me to sit out for dignity. Verdant's bellboy scanned the brass into their ledger. The room they want you to imagine is a story. The ductwork is the truth. We are not postponing. We do not vote in the theater upstairs. Juniper followed me with the voice she uses when she wants to turn nouns back into architecture. Clinic first, she said. Escrow with teeth. Cameras that go blind within a block of any door marked clinic. Ban partner triggered anything in any agreement that wants public money. And a line you can put on a postcard if you like. No staged intimacy, physical, financial, representational, shall be used to influence public process. Kiera stepped to the well and did the brave version of host. Sky Lobby cancels all salons tied to tonight, she said. Bellwether regrets hosting conversations that confused spectacle with process. Crown's romance mesh is suspended at our properties. If you need a glass of water, our bartenders will pour it free of charge. Sable didn't clap. She looked at us in a way that made me think she might choose a better vice one day. We vote, the chair said. The overlay failed. The ordinance we've been carving from the debris of other people's mornings finally walked on two legs. Escrow lands before a single wellness. Floor touches a tax credit. Crown's partner-triggered modules, gesture, comfort mesh, access, dock flow, care sync, are illegal in any development agreement that touches housing or civic process. Cameras go blind near clinics. And the line I am tapping above our kettle today. No simulated intimacy in pursuit of public decisions. After, in the alley where rooms go to breathe, and people remember they have a size. Sable leaned against brick and lit nothing because that is not allowed here. You cost me a lovely narrative arc, she said. You cost me an hour of sleep, Juniper said. Bring escrow, bring verbs, leave my boyfriend's name off your stationery. Sable's mouth tilted. Tell the chair her noun discipline is alarming, she said. Tell Crown their survival instinct is intact. Tell Kiera she picked the only side that lets her like herself. You could stop, I said. I could, she said, but then who would keep your hinge limber? We walked home with our hands in each other's back pockets because rumor enjoys parades and I prefer to choreograph ours. The neighborhood thread posted a photo of the roses redistributed, one to each neighbor who'd ever knocked with soup. Mrs. Alvarez wrote, "He buys better now," and posted tulips. We taped the brass tag inside the cupboard with the other ugly receipts, door logs, lipstick bands that weren't ours, QR menus with tracking pixels, silhouettes that glowed wrong, prenatal reminders from sandboxes, folios for rooms under plastic, leases that tried to move us into ducts, itineraries that lived only in caches, not trophies, a map of where we didn't go. Later, when the blue slice the city can't monetize finally arrived, Juniper lay across me and put her ear on the hinge under my collarbone. "Do you forgive me for the half-blink?" she murmured, before the word did its work. "I forgive us both," I said. "The point of a good lie is to find out who still blushes." "You blush," she said. "Only when you cross-examine me like that," I said. "There will be other roses," she said. "There will be," I said. "Bring your knot, bring your mouth, bring the word. We'll keep a vase for the city and a bed for us."